Good evening. My name is Matthew Nichols, and today I'm going to be discussing the vitamin and mineral supplements video that I'm recording for you today for session 3 of my class at Colorado Christian University, discussing vitamins and minerals and all the details in between. This is going to be an overview of what it is that I'll be discussing. First thing I'll go into is, are supplements safe? Next will be, do they actually work? And next after that will be, who needs them and who does not? Are they a good replacement for food? Why or why not? And of course, at the end, there will be some references in APA format. Are supplements safe? So this is actually a very good question and something that a lot of people think about whenever they're buying supplements, because there are so many that are on the market. And the thing to really keep in mind, and this kind of goes with anything, is it really depends on what you're talking about, which supplements you're talking about, where you're actually buying your supplements. That will all go into how to think about if the supplement is safe. But the biggest things to keep in mind, again, with anything, is to make sure that you're being skeptical. So that means that you ask questions and make sure that you are being informed about exactly what the supplement is, who it is that has actually made that supplement. Are they reputable? Are they somebody who has gone through all the processes to make sure that their supplement is safe? And that's all just background research that you yourself need to make sure that you're researching. Also, making sure that labels can be for marketing just as much as they are for information. So that kind of leads right into the next section. Natural does not necessarily mean safe. Sometimes people say natural or organic in order to be up with the times and to meet the craze that is going on right now and has been for a while, where people are buying more organic products as well as more quote unquote natural products. But just because it says it on the label does not necessarily mean that that is the case. And we need to make sure we're doing further research into those things. Do they work? It really just depends on, again, it depends on specifically which supplements you're talking about. But really, the thing to keep in mind, how available the nutrients are depends on storage and environment. When you're talking about any sort of food products, whether you're talking about supplements themselves or you're talking about actual foods and their storage, but making sure that you, again, are buying from only reputable sources that go through FDA processes, or the processes that abides by laws that it takes to actually put those products on the market. And also making sure that you're informed enough to know if the supplements you take may or may not interact with other supplements, medications you're taking, and especially making sure that you are keeping your doctor informed so that they know whether or not you're taking certain supplements, because that could have adverse effects on medications, as well as if you are about to go into surgery, then that could potentially have effects on the anesthetic that they used and these types of things. So these are all things that you need to keep in mind whenever you're talking about supplements. But for the most part, they do work. But again, you just need to make sure you're not just taking anything for granted, that you're researching whatever supplement you're buying to get previous reviews, to get people who have actually used that product, and making sure that, yes, they've gotten good results, as well as making sure that you're buying from the right sources, and just making sure that you are doing your due diligence in your research. Who needs them? Who does not? Very quickly, I can say that those that don't need them are the individuals that actually get most of their supplementation, or most of their nutrition rather, from their actual diet rather than getting supplements. Those that are able to get all of their nutrition from their diet and getting all of the good vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and everything that you need from your diet makes, of course, it not necessary to get any sort of supplements. However, not everybody is like that, whether for one reason or another, whether it be through economic reasons or maybe time constraints. It's really difficult to get every single nutrient that you need from your diet and actual food specifically. Maybe those people actually do need to have supplementation. But things to keep in mind with that is to make sure, again, that you're keeping your doctor informed, that you're not taking too much. And we'll talk about in the next slide that we are not replacing supplementation for our actual diet, and that we're actually getting most of our nutrition from foods. And another individual who might actually uh, do well with supplementation maybe are pregnant women. Of course, they need to consult a doctor to make sure they're not just going off on their own and doing their own thing without the doctor's permission. The elderly, and again, they need to be consulting a doctor to make sure they are getting the nutrition that they need, and especially when it comes to medications, that they are only taking supplementation that does not have an adverse effect on the medications that they're taking. Are they good for good replacement for food? Why or why not? So it's pretty obvious based on the name itself. It is built into the name. Supplement means to add onto an already established diet. Availability of nutrients are much higher in foods than in supplements. So when you're actually eating real food, your body is naturally accustomed to getting the nutrients from those foods rather than supplements. So, of course, there needs to be already an established diet of real food, and you add on the supplementation onto that if there are certain gaps in your diet. But uh, you should ideally try to only get your nutrition from real food, because that is what your body is most naturally accustomed to actually getting its nutrition from, and making it more able to get nutrition from food than supplements. And combining supplements increases chances of adverse interactions and side effects. So the more supplements you take, the more possible it becomes for side effects to actually happen. So that's a great thing to keep in mind. Many supplements have adverse effects from taking too much of that supplement. So that is just something that will always be on the warning label typically, because the more supplements you take, not only multiple supplements, but also if you take too much of one supplement, it would typically be on the warning label that the more you take of that one supplement, the more dangerous it is to have, and the danger of adverse effects could happen. And of course, here are some references of where I got some of this information. So thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope it was quick and just easy enough to help. Thank you very much. Have a good day.